Okay, we are back again. It is 8:11 a.m. Sunday morning. Um, this is a good fun email request, video request. Um, and this is actually a subject at hand that I've talked about for, I don't know, at least a decade or longer, maybe longer than that. I don't understand why it is the way that it is, but like this is a subject that I've always been fascinated with. And great question. Great question. Let's dive right into the email again this morning. Um, let's see here. Justin explains everything. It is true, I believe, right, that NASA and just in general, our government and researchers know more about outer space, the Milky Way, our galaxy, everything, all the planets, the sun. They know more about that than they do our own ocean. And the crazy thing is, the ocean, and not just the ocean, but I believe it's the ocean and all the different Great Lakes, cover 72% of Earth's surface. So that means there's only, what is that, 28% of our Earth is land, 72% of Earth is water. Majority of our planet is water, but yet we know more about space than we do our own sea and lakes. Like, I don't know. That's to me that is crazy. And let me continue. Let me continue reading. And he was saying, "I'll keep it. I'll keep your name private because you emailed me, so I know you don't obviously want people to know who you are." But um, goes on to talk about how the ocean is several miles deep in some parts, like which that's true. Some parts of the ocean are like I think 8 miles deep, 8 miles down below the surface. That's crazy. Some might even be as deep as 10 miles, but I think 8 miles is the deepest part of the ocean that's been actually measured. It's actually measurable. Um, for example, the Titanic is 2.5 miles down. So imagine that's not even the deepest part of the sea. Just to put that into its proper perspective. Goes on to say, don't you think that we should be studying our own planet more, include specifically the ocean, more than things that are trillions of miles away, light years away in space? Um, and what's your take on that? What do you think of that? Okay, here's my take. And great question, awesome question. I've been asking the same question for like 10, 15 years now. How come we know more about space, the solar system, and all of that stuff than we do our own sea? I mean, that just seems preposterous. It just seems uh, weird that we would know more about something that's out of our world, literally out of our world, than we do our own world. Um, now I'm done with the email, but I will answer all your questions the best that I can. But as far as the world goes, I mean, Earth is big. What is it? I think measured 25,000 miles around if you measure it. Um, just very large. You know, Earth is very, very, very large. But having said that, space covers a lot more mileage, kilometers, whatever, however you measure, um, than Earth. And we know more about space than we do our own planet. Like, that just seems really weird. And I was doing some research on this like a few years ago, and I tried to refresh my memory by doing more. The oceanographers that literally study the seas, they study, the ocean. Um, they're grossly underfunded. They don't get enough funds. NASA gets like, what is it, billions, maybe trillions of dollars over the course of the last few years. Like they get a lot of money, NASA. And now we got, SpaceX, obviously Elon Musk, and their space is just such a gravitating topic that people love to just go to. They gravitate right towards it. I think it's because it's out of our world, so to speak, literally, figuratively, and literally speaking, it's out of our world. And I think people are more fascinated with what else is out there in the far, far, far away distance. Mars, even the moon, which is pretty close to Earth, but even the moon, Jupiter, Venus, Saturn, Neptune, like these people are like really focused and fascinated on things that aren't on Earth. unworldly, so to speak. Um, but at the same time, I feel like as a halfway intelligent person, I don't claim to be a genius, but halfway intelligent, I claim to be. Um, I would think that we should study more about our own Earth, our own planet, our own world that we live in, before like being so what's the term, like gun ho about we need to learn about space, um, because for all we know, there could be. I mean, like there's probably thousands, maybe even millions of creatures, life below the sea that we don't even know about. In fact, I think scientists have already said that there's thousands of different types of sea life, sea creatures, fish, other types of life that we probably will never ever know about unless we do more research, by funding. And that starts with funding oceanographers for doing better investigations of what's going on in the ocean. Everybody's talking about it, and it kills me because everybody talks about aliens. Like, oh, are aliens real? Do aliens exist? Are they amongst us here on Earth? Do they visit us? UFO sightings? Where are they? What are they doing? Wouldn't that be funny if like the joke is on us the whole time? Aliens are actually in the ocean. That would be so freaking funny. Aliens are in the ocean right here on Earth, and we don't even know it because it's kind of like that magic trick. Look at this hand. While I'm doing something else over here. You know, like that'd be funny. Like if aliens actually are here and they're living in the ocean and we don't even know about it. Oh man, but I don't know. Like honestly though, but no, your question's true. Like what your question slash statement is true. We do know more, at least from what we've been told. We do know more about space than we do our oceans. So um, that is true. 72% of the Earth is covered in water, ocean, um, and yet we know way more about Mars. We probably know way more about planet Mars, which is like I don't even know, like what is it like 4 something trillion or whatever million gazillion light years away from Earth. We know more about Mars than we do, deep down in the Indian Ocean. I'm just using that ocean as an example. The Indian Ocean's really deep. We know more about Mars than we do what's down below the Indian Ocean. And it's like, wow. And to be honest, like I've said this before, I feel like we should study ocean, and put more effort and money and funding into oceanography as opposed to NASA. And that's just my opinion, just my own opinion. Everybody's got their own view on things, but I feel like we should like at least know our own planet before we, dive into another planet or, doesn't that make a little bit of sense? I hope that makes sense. We should know something about our own home, our own environment. I mean, you know what the equivalent of this is? This is the equivalent of how stupid and idiotic it is. It would be like you've been living in your house, your home, for like 25 years. You've been living in it for 25 years, a quarter of a century, your house. You got 3, 4 bedrooms, a couple bathrooms, kitchen, living room, entertainment center, basement. You got all of that, but you've been living in that home for 25 years. And let's just say in the middle of Ohio. We'll just say Ohio. Middle of Ohio. But yet you somehow know more about Tokyo, Japan, or London, England, or somebody's house over in Paris, France, than you do your own house. Now, wouldn't that like seem kind of like idiotic and strange and weird? Like, yeah, I've lived in my house for 25 years, but I know more about this other guy's house 2,000 miles away in Europe or in Asia. Oh, man. It just, I don't know. It just seems like really, to me, messed up. But, so yeah, it just seems really strange to me. Like, it doesn't really make a lot of sense why we know more about space than the ocean. Um, like I was saying, though, we live in a world where people, like, I think we want something. Basically, we want to know something, and we want to also have something that we basically can't have. Like, in other words, we gravitate towards things that are farther and farther and farther and farther away. We don't, we're not interested in something that's like literally right underneath our feet or literally underneath our bed. Um, we, we want stuff, we want something that, you guys probably already know this. Like, you've talked to people before that live in, like, I don't know, we'll just say New York, for example. Somebody that lives in New York, and I've heard this a million times. I'm sure you guys have too. Somebody that lives in New York, they've grew up their whole life in New York. They've never left the state of New York. All they know is New York. And you talk to those types of people, and not all the time, but most of the time they'll say, "Oh man, you know, I've always liked California or Hawaii. I want to see California. I want to see Hawaii." And you know why they people are like that? It's human nature. We crave things that are like far, far away and different than where we currently live. We crave something different and far away. I don't think I've ever talked to like somebody from Montana or Idaho and them say, "Man, I love my state. I want to visit the rest. I want to see everything in the state that I've grew up in for the last 35, 40 years." Yeah, they still like their state, their hometown, whatever. But they don't say, "Oh man, I want to explore the rest of my state." They always say, "No, I want to go to New York, or I want to go to LA, or I want to go to Chicago, or I want to go to Paris, France." It's because it's far away and it's different. And it's different. I think that's what our problem is, just as people on Earth. We want to explore things that's like trillions of miles away, light years away, um, because it's different and it's far away and it's foreign to us. I think the ocean's like, oh, we go to the beach every day. We take cruises on the ocean. Um, we go swimming in the ocean. We go, snorkeling, whatever, deep diving. Um, and we feel like because we do that, we know everything about the ocean. And yet we don't. We don't even, what's the percentage here? I think they said, okay, I was saying earlier that 72% of Earth's surface is covered by the ocean. 72% of our planet is covered in water. I think they said only like less than 1% of all of that 72% of water has actually been explored. 1% of that. That is crazy. Well, I think it's specifically 1% of all the ocean has been explored. So that would actually mean, percentage wise, if 1% of all the oceans have been explored on the planet, that leaves what, 99% left that they need to explore? I mean, that's, I don't know. That's just, I don't know. I think that's sad. I really think it's sad and unfortunate, that, we, that we can't like seem to accept that, certain things that are close by to us may be actually more important and more beneficial for us to educate ourselves on, learn about. Then maybe after we learn about the ocean, everything that's in the ocean, at least majority of the ocean, not 1%, but majority of the ocean, then maybe we could look into space, and things like, it's just bizarre, like supposedly we've landed on the moon. Supposedly. I say that, I don't know. We'll talk about that another time. We've landed on the moon. We've sent rovers to Mars, several rovers. Now we got obviously Elon Musk talking about he wants to build a civilization on Mars. Um, and that's awesome. Like I'm actually not even against any of that stuff. I think it's all cool. It's amazing what mankind has been able to do over the last, I mean, really 100 years, 150 years. We've done so much from a technological point of view, technology. Um, it's truly amazing. But at the same time, it's like, wow. And then we have the ocean out there with all these different sea creatures. Who knows what else lives in the ocean? We have no idea. And I don't know. But yet we're better equipped, more educated to explore space than we are planet Earth, ocean on planet Earth. Um, I don't know. It just seems. What do you guys think? I mean, I don't know. I mean, take a look. I don't even know if anybody's watching right now. Sometimes I get like people that come in late or people that come in after the stream and they leave their suggestions. Um, see, I don't really know. I don't know. I just know um, that oceanographers and just oceanography in general needs better funding. People need to I feel like people need to donate more money to ocean life and the ocean explorations instead of donating all their money to NASA. I'm not bashing NASA. Trust me, I'm not bashing them. I'm just saying I feel like we're like dealing with smoke and mirrors right now. Smoke and mirrors. Like I feel like we're being like given like a facade, like something fake. Because they talk about, oh, we know all of this about Mars, and all these other planets, and it's it just makes me wonder, like, as intelligent, supposedly as intelligent as our government is, and like these funded agencies like NASA, wouldn't you think that they would know more about the ocean? These people that are so intelligent, these scientists, like, wouldn't you think that they would understand more about our own planet? But yet they know more about a planet that's 4 light years away, Mars. And I think it takes like 6 months to a year just to get to Mars, like in a spaceship or a rover. They know more about a planet like that far off in the distance, than they do the water here on planet Earth. I don't know. It just, I can't really wrap my head around it. Like, I can't comprehend why that is not more popular. Learning more about stuff here on Earth. Like, don't you guys think that Earth should be priority number one? This is our home. This is where we live. We've been on this planet, I don't even know, thousands of years. Some people say the planet itself is billions of years old, or trillions, not trillions, but I think like billions of years old. Some people say civilization, mankind has been on this planet for like 4 to 5 thousand years. Um, shouldn't we know more about our own home? Like, I don't know. It just seems, I don't know, just strange to me. I can't really put it into proper perspective, but other than how I mentioned it earlier about you should know more about your own house or your own town that you grew up in than some city 1,000 miles away from you. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. Just doesn't seem to jive or make a lot of sense. I've always been a big supporter of supporting oceanographers and oceanography compared to NASA. That's just how I've always been. That's been me. I think NASA's cool. I think space is cool. Everything's cool. But I've always supported the ocean and education of learning more about the ocean than I have space. So, well, guys, I think I'm going to wrap this stream up here. This was another fun stream. Earlier was fun talking about simulation, living in a simulation possibly. That was fun. But this has also been just as fun, equally as fun, discussing the ocean and space and just everything. I think it's a great subject. It's a great topic. I think more people, like I said, need to be educated on things that's going on in the world, the grand scheme of things, the big picture. Stop being so tunnel vision on set topics or set um, interest. Also, guys, I want to thank any one of you guys that subscribe to my channel, give a thumbs up to these videos, these streams. Also, leave comments down below. That helps. And also, I appreciate the requests. All of you that send me a request to do a video on different topics like this topic and various other topics. I appreciate all of that. It keeps the channel going. It keeps things interesting. It keeps things fun and entertaining. Again, I'm going to double check my email here. It looks like I'm probably going to do other emails today, but I'm not sure. I got to see what my schedule is, but I'm probably going to be doing more more streams either later, if not today, tomorrow also. I would like to cover a few other very interesting topics. Some of these topics are conspiracy related. Somebody was asking me on my last stream to, I believe his name was Danny. Danny was asking me to talk about reptilian people on the subject. Do I believe in reptilians? Do I think they're real? I think they call them shape shifters, people like lizards that are able to take the form of a human, basically take the form of a human. I'll probably talk about that either later or tomorrow. I need to get enough research done on that subject to be able to actually discuss something like that, because I don't have enough information to talk about shapeshifters / reptilian people. Let's see here. I think that covers everything for this stream, this topic. Fun topic, though. Like I said, this is a topic I would like to talk more about, though. The ocean versus space. What's more important right now for humans? Very interesting topic. Very, very. Something else before I end the stream. I know I don't want to keep going back and forth, but before I end the stream, NASA talks about how they want to find these other planets that have enough water, like Earth. I just told you we have 72% of our planet is water. But yet they're searching for other planets that have water. And none of those planets so far that they've been able to find have the amount of water that we have. So anyways, that's just a thought I wanted to throw out there. Just a thought. It's like, okay. Anyways, I'm going to end this stream, guys. This has been fun. I'll see you guys on the next stream. Have a great rest of your Sunday. If I don't see you again, have a great rest of your weekend. Stay safe out there. Stay healthy. And stay thirsty for knowledge. And I'm just going to end it like that. Peace out, guys.